Chapter 16 Aquatic Life. We will learn aquatic plant, weeds, adaptation in animals, mosquito and malaria. Plants and animals that live in water are called aquatic plants and aquatic animals. They are adapted to live in water. They cannot live on land like us or other animals and plants. Their distinguished features make their life more comfortable in water and not on land. Aquatic plants. A number of plants grow in water, but the type of plants differ from the water bodies. Plants of the lake or pond differ from the plants of the sea. Fixed plants. Roots of these plants fix themselves at one place to the bottom of the water body. These plants have long hollow stems. They have flat leaves that float on the surface of water. These leaves have pores in the upper part called stomata for respiration. Common examples of fixed plants are lotus and water lily. Knowledge window. The stomata in the aquatic plants that grow above the surface of water are present on the upper surface of leaves. Floating plants. Aquatic plants like water hyacinth, duckweed, water chestnut, etc. that float on the surface of water are called floating plants. Their roots are not fixed to the bottom of the water body. The roots of these plants are poorly developed or even absent. They have light and spongy body, that is why they can float freely on the surface of water. Underwater plants. Plants like hydrilla, tape grass, pondweed, etc. remain completely immersed in water. They are fixed water plants as their roots fix themselves to the soil at the bottom of the water body. These plants have narrow leaves with no pores. They breathe through their whole body surface. They help in keeping the water clean. Weeds. A weed is any plant that grows where it is not wanted. The growth of a weed is very rapid or quick. Most weeds damage cultivated plants by growing with them for sunlight, water, and mineral nutrients. Some weeds grow directly on other plants and thus either weaken or kill them. Many weeds are also hosts disease-causing organisms and kill healthy plants that grow around them. Adaptation in animals. Knowledge window. Penguins spend as much as 75% of their time underwater searching for food. Animals are adapted in ways that enable them to survive in their environment or their surroundings. They have special features which help the animals to adjust with their surroundings. Adaptations for survival enable animals to move about, eat, breathe, and to sense their environment. Movement. Animals on land move with the help of their legs and feet. Birds, insects, and many reptiles and amphibians have legs with feet that enable them to walk or run on land. Most amphibians, mammals, and reptiles walk on 4 legs. Birds and people walk on 2 legs. Insects have 6 legs, and arachnids have 8. Millipedes may have up to 200 legs. Animals can move without legs and feet too. Snakes have no legs, but they can move with speed. Snails move on a sticky fluid which they release from their body. An earthworm crawls through the soil by lengthening and shortening parts of its body. Many walking and crawling organisms live in water. Crabs and lobsters have legs that enable them to walk across the bottom of a water body. Fish, on the other hand, have fins, tails, and flippers, which help them swim swiftly in water. Fish have well-developed tails and fins. Most fish swim by bending their powerful and muscular tail from side to side. Fins on the top, bottom, and sides of the fish help them to maintain balance. This also helps them to move in areas with little space. Turtles swim by paddling their feet, which are webbed. Some birds like the duck and gull too have webbed feet, which enable them to paddle across water with ease. Knowledge window. Whales and dolphins have blowholes to respirate. Respiration. We know that we need air to survive. In the same way, animals too need air to survive. The way that animals breathe depends on where they live. Land animals get oxygen from the air. Aquatic animals obtain oxygen dissolved in water. Most animals that live on land have lungs for breathing. On the contrary, animals that live in water or aquatic animals, such as the fish, use gills to get their supply of oxygen. Gills trap water to get their supply of oxygen that is dissolved in it. Knowledge window. Though the mosquitoes bite all people, they prefer overweight people with O blood group. Mosquito and malaria. In stagnant water, you can see tiny insects. They are mosquitoes. The stagnant water is their breeding place. A mosquito is an insect that spreads some of the worst diseases like malaria, dengue, encephalitis, filariasis, and yellow fever. When a mosquito bites, it may leave germs behind. Many kinds of mosquitoes do not spread disease, but their bites are painful. Mosquitoes has a cylinder body with scaled wings and long legs. It is only the female mosquito that sucks blood from mammals, including human beings. In contrast, the male mosquito feeds on plants. Mosquitoes do not really bite because they cannot open their jaws. When a mosquito bites, it stabs through the victim's skin with 6 needle-like parts. As the needles enter the skin, it releases its saliva, which prevents the blood from clotting. The mosquito easily sips the blood as it works like a straw. The saliva it releases contains disease-causing bacteria. Symptoms of malaria: systemic fever, shivering, severe headache, vomiting. Prevention and control of malaria. Malaria can be prevented by avoiding exposure to mosquitoes. As far as possible, wear full-sleeve shirts and full trousers after sunset. Use mosquito repellents at night. Use mosquito nets. Whitewash the house at least once a year. We can kill mosquitoes by even applying insecticides to the interior wall of homes, where female mosquitoes commonly rest after feeding. Quick review. Aquatic plants and aquatic animals are adapted to live in water. The roots of the floating plants are not fixed to the bottom of the water body. A weed is any plant that grows where it is not wanted. Crabs and lobsters have legs that enable them to walk across the bottom of a water body. Fish have fins, tails, and flippers, which help them to swim swiftly in water. Turtles swim by paddling their feet, which are webbed. Aquatic animals use gills to get their supply of oxygen. The stagnant water is the breeding place of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes spread some of the worst diseases like malaria, dengue, filariasis, and yellow fever. We can use fogging or spraying insecticides to kill adult mosquitoes.